those, I was just thinking and was trying to remember my days. Yes, I have also been topper in some of the courses. I was also a person from 9th class in my LLM. I was scholarship holder. I got one or the other scholarship. And when I was seeing the children who had attained this merit and was remembering my days, I was thinking, if I topped in law in LLB or LLM, was I the best student? Is it that there was nobody better than me in college and that is why I topped? My answer to me, my frank answer, my inner conscience said no. I don't think that I was the best and that is why I topped. Maybe there were other persons better than me. Then what is the reason? Still, if I was not the best, yes, I can say so, and all those medal winners who are here, they can, at least they will agree with me. Hard work is one such thing which pays you in life. I did hard work. I studied hard in my college, and particularly after first semester when I topped, second semester I topped, then it became a challenge that I don't have to come second, and therefore I had to work extra hard. But that was not the only thing. I was just realizing. I think apart from hard work, this is, yes, luck is there, which was with me, and that may be showered by the God. So God was kind to me. But in addition to that, there was something more. And then I came to the conclusion that something more can be only blessings of your parents. And maybe that was a reason. So always be kind, always be faithful to your parents, and here I would include teachers as well. Because it is the teachers who give you education here, and it is the parents who give you those blessings, and even God showers those blessings through the medium of your parents. And it is that plus factor that parents, I think, which contributed, and which will contribute always, forever, everybody. I said that this educational institution, your college, has been doing well for you. All-round activities, etc., which were told. But then, I think real education, I would highlight two things here. What is that? One is, I read in one of the addresses, which a very, very noted jurist and one of the top lawyers independent India has produced, Mr. Naini Palkiwala. He had given in his address. And he had said that education has been called the technique of transmitting civilization. In order that it may transmit civilization, it has to perform two major functions. And what are these functions? Number one, it must enlighten the understanding. So your understanding should be enlightened. It's not that what you read you have to cram and you have just to then vomit it out in the paper and write, and that is not the understanding. And second function which it said that real education would perform, that it must enrich the character of a person. Now, as far as enlightening the understanding is concerned, Mr. Palkiwala further said that 2 marks of a truly educated person whose understanding has been enlightened is, 1, capacity to think clearly, that he or she is able to think very clearly what is there. And number 2, which is more important for all of you, it is intellectual curiosity. Whatever you see, whatever you observe, you should have intellectual curiosity, why it is there, how it is there, why it is not in this manner, why it should not have been in that manner, how it can be bettered. only when you have this intellectual curiosity that you will achieve better results in your real life which you are going to enter. And the second major function which he said of this enriching the character, I think that is so important. When we talk of our country and when we talk of real purpose of education is to transmit civilization, we are a civilization, an ancient civilization which had glorious past. And let me quote, I am not saying what Indian, not saying what a foreigner has said, a German scholar, a great German scholar said about India, Max Muller. He said, and I quote, if I were to look over the whole world to find out the country most richly endowed with the wealth, power and beauty that nature can bestow in some parts, the very paradise on earth, I should point to India. If I were asked under what sky the human mind has most fully developed some of its choicest gifts, has most deeply pondered on the greatest problems of life, I think if you read Vedas, if you read Upanishad and even Ramayana and Mahabharata, the way the life is pondered by our rishis, nobody can go that deep into the life. So this is what he is pointing out. And has found solutions of some of them which well deserve the attention even of those who have studied Plato and Kant. I should point to India. And if I were to ask myself from what literature we here in Europe, we who have been nurtured almost exclusively on thoughts of Greeks and Romans and of one Semitic race, the Jewish, may draw that corrective which is most wanted in order to make our inner life more perfect, more comprehensive, more universal, in fact, more truly human, a life not for this life only, but a transfigured and eternal life. Again, I should point to India. So this is what he said India is. Of course, Max Muller was here hardly, a few decades ago or a century ago, but we know what is the India today. We know the kind of ills with which it is suffering, if I may say so. Lack of good governance, corruption, lack of moral authorities, crimes against women, children not given their due, minorities not given their legitimate rights, poor persons belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled community, caste and scheduled tribes community not getting their due. There is no access to justice. Now this is the situation which has to change. And therefore whenever I come and attend any gathering of students, I say that we have our hopes pinned on you. You should be full of idealism. Maybe this is one situation, but at the other hand, and this is a very unique feature, maybe we are passing through this is the transition which has come in every country, and since we are also progressing towards, from underdeveloped to developing to a developed country, maybe this is the transition we are going through, and which has undergone by other countries also, and this phase will pass. But then our having a good and strong moral character is the need of the day, which can be given only by the students, only by the youngsters of this country, because you are the future. You will face many challenges, my dear students, let me tell you, when you enter the life. But don't budge from the right path. Don't at all budge from the right path. It may be little circuitous, it may be little longer, but ultimately you will find that it was the safest path. And you will, the rewards which you will get by treading this right path, you cannot get by walking on any other path. So therefore, do your best. And I am remembered of one anecdote, and I would stop my address with that, although I had sent my convocation speech, which was asked by the principle, and I have not read from there except one or two these quotations. It is for you, you can read. But that is my exhortation to the teachers, to the principal and to the management of this college. You may have heard of a very great sculptor which Italy had produced. His name is Michelangelo. He has, to his credit, many masterpieces of arts. He was an artist, he was sculptor also, he was writer also. You must have read about Da Vinci as well. Again a great scholar and a great sculptor of the same breed, and he is rated even better than Michelangelo. Now the story goes, which I am going to tell you, is in Italy, Florence, it's about 500 years ago, there was one very big piece of marble, stone was lying, about 17 or 18 feet long. And many good artists, including Da Vinci, they were asked to work on that and create something out of it, some sculpture out of it. Everybody discarded that stone, saying that it is a useless stone. Nothing can be worked on this after seeing the quality of that stone. It is the Michelangelo who accepted the challenge. He started working on that stone. What he produced out of that stone is a 17 or 18 feet sculpture known as David, which is there. It is erected in Florence, Italy, and it is treated today as one of the best marbles in sculpture anybody ever produced. And he could produce that from that marble which was totally vanished and discarded by others as you can say that totally irrelevant and useless piece of stone. When he was working on that, this is really the I can say message behind the story. Yes, first message I have given, even out of those. So students, when they come to you, they will look to be totally moron or average intelligence, etc. But you can create such marvel, and that happens to be, you have to be Michelangelo in that sense. But what he said is more important, and that is the message which I want to give. When he was working on that sculpture, he was hitting the stone hard with his hammer. Naturally, you have to work, all these sculptors will do with that. One 5 or 6 years old boy, he was passing through. And he said, "Uncle, why you are hammering this stone so harshly?" His answer was, "You know, there is an angel hidden under the stone, and I am making him free." And in fact created that angel. I would say, again, only with one modification, don't treat the students with hammer. That hammer should be your good advice in that form, your better form of teaching. But yes, with these tools, as a sculptor, he had to have hammer with him, but your own tools, with your techniques, your teaching techniques, try to create angels out of these people. And then we will say, yes, our country has got the same glory which it used to have, which Max Muller said once. Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks. Sir, आप क्या सर? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
For having graciously spared his valuable time and enlightening discourse. I am also thankful to Honorable Guest of Honor, Mr. Justice Naresh Kumar Sanghi,